Hi guys, it's Mike here from KS Bushcraft Down Under. Today I thought we'd have a look at my Hudson Bay tobacco box by Cash Manufacturing. So this is made in the USA, it's made from brass. It has a volume of 100 millilitres, so I just filled it with water and weighed it. A depth from the edge to the base of 15 mil, so it's plenty tall enough for all sorts of stuff. A length of 113 mil and an overall height, including the magnifying glass, of 30 mil. So it's good for your front pocket in your pants. It's not overly huge. So the lens on top is 6 power. So any lens 5x or above will start fires pretty easily. So I did this yesterday in about a minute 20 using a combination of newspaper and some char cloth. So all these are great skills to know. So I'm going to set this up for myself, and I'll show you what I am going to put in there and why, and then we'll do some actual fire lighting out in the field. So it's winter at the moment, so I can have fires outside. I've got a pretty good idea of what I would like in the kit based on my fire kit that I've been carrying for eons. So based on that, we're going to load this out. So to start with, I've cut a paper template that'll fit in here, and I'm also going to do something below this lid to protect the bottom of that lens from stuff banging about. I'm not sure what the lens is made of, but we don't want it scratching anyway. So that'll be a good template for cutting sheets of newspaper and stuff like that. So if you're interested, guys, that's what we're doing. Right guys, I've cut 6 pieces of newspaper. Now if you're going to use the magnifying lens, try and find pieces with dark print on it. It takes the magnifying glass better. So there's 5 pieces in the bottom. This is char cloth. So char cloth is just cotton cloth that's been burnt in the absence of oxygen. So it takes a spark really well, even better than cotton wool. Okay. So I'll encase that with another sheet of paper. So obviously primarily we've got a flint and steel kit, so we're going to need a steel. So that fits that arc really well. And we're going to need a piece of flint. Now where I live it's mostly limestone, so you need real flint. Okay, so that's going to go in there. So when we jump up from the newspaper or the char cloth, we're going to need a tinder bundle. So lots of things in nature you can make tinder bundles with, but it's good to have a good source with you. So jute fibre is a brilliant source. So this is a chunk of jute rope. Now I've already burnt the ends. It actually makes it better for taking a spark. So basically I can cut this off. I've whipped the outside. Basically centimetre strips will make you a really good tinder bundle. You don't need a giant tinder bundle, just enough to get it into flame, and you should already be prepared. So that's a ton of tinder. So we've still got room left. So I'd like to get a bit lighter in here, and a fire steel would be great as well. Now in the lid, we're going to put on here. We're going to cover to protect that lens with our sheet of paper. So this will be going in here. I've got some refill kits from my Exotac match cases. So they're a combination of just a friction pad, and the other one's for safety matches. So that would be a good thing to fit to the inside of that lid. May never need them, but they're there if we do need them. So I'll have a bit fiddle along with that. Right guys, I think we're settled on our loadout for the moment. It'll always change. So here we are here. So we've got our steel in there, we've got our flint. I've got 2 tinder quicks there. They're absolutely brilliant fire lighters. I've got a mini Bic. I know it's not traditional, but it's really good to have. I've got a Light My Fire Steel Mini, And we've got our big chunk of jute rope. Now that's a lot more tinder than I would normally carry. Normally I'd have about this much. So 1 centimetre cut off that is this much jute. So there's a couple of fires there at least. So we're carrying a lot of tinder material in here. We've got 6 sheets of newspaper, we've got the char cloth. On the top of the lid I've got regular friction pads for non-safety matches, and we've got 2 for safety matches. We'll probably never use them, but it's good to have them rather than not have them. So there's room in this kit for a little bit of cotton wool, because the last thing we want is to rattle. So we put that in to protect the top. There it is there, and it's pretty quiet. Yeah, the last thing I can't handle is things that go rattle in your pack or your pockets. So I'm happy with that. So I'll roll you some footage of lighting the fire using the magnifying glass. I've already done that. Then we'll do a couple of flint and steel. It's really hard to film the flint and steel, guys, but we'll do the best we can anyway.
Okay guys, it's almost midwinter, so the sun's low in the sky. So we'll start this. And if you're going to do it directly onto newspaper, it's much better to pick out the black print. There she goes there. So I've got a bit of char cloth here. Due the angle the sun of it tilted. So much char cloth away. My paper. Here we are. Just on a minute. In winter.
Okay guys, what I've done, I've got my char cloth, so this shouldn't be brittle, and I've got it on top of my flint. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to drive it down. So this Swiss Army penknife has a hardened piece of steel on the back, which is sort of better than the D-shaped ones, because you always tend to cut your dirty knuckles. So all I want is I want one of those sparks to land on this cloth. There we are. So it's already going. So now we've got that going. So what I'm doing now, I'm just using one of those pieces of paper we cut earlier. I'm putting my jute on top. I'm rolling it cigarette fashion. I want the air to flow through the bottom. There we go. Simple as that. So you can see the char cloth hasn't blown out. So it's really resilient stuff, guys. Obviously not quite as easy as this. Okay guys, I hope you found that useful. If you do, don't forget to like and subscribe, it helps me out greatly. I was just having a look at this P&W bushcraft thing. I think that could be the perfect home for this kit. Anyway guys, I'll catch you next time.